Hi everyone, welcome back to another edition of what? The Velvet Lounge Life and One Meal a Day Modified. Yes, we are going to discuss restaurant foods. You know the holidays are coming, so I'm doing 2 back-to-back videos on this subject. It is important that we stay on track, but hello, we also want to eat some of these annual delicacies or perhaps have that special meal. There's going to be, organizational parties and different types of celebrations. And I'm going to say starting at Halloween. A lot of people actually celebrate Halloween. Then, of course, we get into Thanksgiving. Then from there, the party really begins, regardless of what your religious affiliations are. They kind of start after Thanksgiving. From there, you might be going to a different celebration, dinner, dance, whatever it is, every single weekend, or at least a couple times before Christmas hits. And then after that, there's the New Year's Eve celebrations, and there are those that actually have special dinners on New Year's Day or evening. So what I want you to know is if you're smart, you don't have to save up calories. You should be able to eat normally, but enjoy the foods that you like. So how do you do that? I'm going to go through what I call some restaurant terrors. And those are the salts, the fats, the sugars. And what are those usually in? The heavy sauces, the various dressings. So I believe that all you need to do, and preservatives, watch out for preservatives. Like there'll be a lot of pre-purchased, pre-made items on those little food snack holiday plates. And you want to make sure that, you're watching your health and whatever you consume, throughout the entire holiday season. Like, don't give up, trying to be organic, preservative-free, etc. So what can you do to get around these things? One of the things you can do, of course, is make modifications. So if you notice that there's, let's say, some really heavily laden with sauce dish, replace it with a steamed vegetable or salad. Salads are not just lettuce anymore. You can actually get, some pretty cool salads. So go with a fancy salad instead. Try to make sure you backload with veg. You can eat that filet mignon or that, what is that giant chunk of beef that people like that I absolutely hate? Oh my God, prime rib. I don't like it because it's too thick and people like it kind of raw. But anyway, if you're going to indulge in that, make sure you backload with veg versus potatoes and, giant steak fries and rice, as well as, stuffings and stuff like that. Just try to backload that giant piece of protein with vegetables. Also, before you go out to any of these yummy celebrations, eat a small meal earlier in the day before you go out, because you'll eat less when you are out. And of course, remember, you can always take home the leftovers. Okay, I know some people who are like this, so I have to say it. Do not bring plastic wrap and aluminum foil in your purse. I actually know a person who used to work with me or work for me who would do that, and it was like so hilarious. But if you are at a super fancy event, it kind of isn't appropriate. Okay, it's totally not appropriate. Also, if you have to, let's say you have like a couple events in a day, that happens to us on occasion. What we'll do is simply select whichever event we want to go to more. Sorry, people who we had to say no to, but you don't want to, because when you go to these things, people expect you to eat. And that's the other thing. If you don't want to eat, don't let people pressure you into eating. We have someone who is added to the family. So I'm going to say, God, it seems like it may be 7 or 8 years ago or something. And this person is always like, oh, you don't like my cooking? Honestly, no. Because hand washing has to occur. The food has to seem fresh. I have to know where it came from. And also a lot of it is laden in salt, and especially salt. And things that I try to keep out of my diet, and not saying I don't consume salt, because I do. You've seen my videos. But it has to be in moderation. And ironically, folks have high blood pressure and they wonder why. But my thing is, the gist of this is, do not allow people to pressure you into eating if you don't want to eat, let alone doing anything in your life if you don't want to do it. You are successful for a reason. You don't struggle like other people because stick to your own morals. You will be fine. And if they don't like it, then you know who to cross off of your list, because they should care about your health, which is your wealth, as well as your well-being, more than trying to get you to do things you don't want to do. Also, one of the things you can do is drink more water. So when you go to these events, have some water. Have the bartender, it could be sparkling water or seltzer water, but I'm not a big seltzer person, but it could be sparkling water, seltzer, club soda. Some people like that, but watch the sodium. Regular water. And what you can ask, and I do this all the time, the bartender to do is to drop a cherry and a piece of lime and a piece of pineapple if he has it in there. So that also gives you a little nibble for later. But also when people see it, they're not going to be like, oh, you're not drinking tonight? Why? Everyone thinks you have to drink to have a great time. I have no idea. Me personally, if I do indulge, it's usually a sweet champagne or a sweet wine, simply because I am not a drinker really at all. And I just don't like the taste of alcohol. I just don't like it. And also, I don't like the fact that, it's a mind-altering drug, because technically it kind of is. But that's just me. And plus, I'm nosy. I can't be alert and know what's going on if I'm intoxicated, let alone I like to be the designated driver. So normally I'm not a drinker. But if you have, your special water with your pieces of fruit in it, or if you don't want fruit, ask him to add a couple olives. People will see that. They will assume you have an alcoholic beverage. I find that 90% of the time, no one asks me, like, what are you drinking? Unless they see I have just something like plain water. Because they already have their drinks. They know what they like to drink. But what it does is it takes that pressure off of you having to tell someone off. Yeah, I said it. And when you have your snack, if you do decide to have a snack or a small meal before you go out, I think you should make it something like a warm soup, like to really get your system going. I find that works really well for me. You can have a salad, you can have fruit, but I think that, having a soup that's a little bit heartier definitely can take that edge off, and also it will limit the amount of food you consume. Be aware of oils. I know I talked about fats, but fat on meat, obviously healthy oils as well. Why? Because they're super high in calories. Even olive oil is high in calories for a tablespoon. Look at the back of your bottle. You'll be surprised. So, once again, we're talking about the entire holiday season. You sort of want to ration your healthy fats as well as your unhealthy fats. So I think that these tips have worked for me because I adopted a new attitude. I always had an attitude, but I adjusted my attitude towards, healthy living. Once again, health is your wealth. I've seen enough family members, suffering through medical conditions due to food and drink, lack of exercise. That's 90% of it, honestly, comes down to that. We have very, very, very few. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you right now this. Actually, I could think of one cousin who smokes, but the majority of our family doesn't smoke, even though the older generation had several people who smoked. Some of them are with us still, some of them are not with us, and some of them have, and the ones that are with us who used to smoke no longer smoke and haven't smoked in like probably 20, 15 years, whatever. So, like I said, when I look at the health of my family, and that's what you should do as well, also think about that when you're making your meals. You can make some of these adjustments when you're creating the family recipes. Let people eat it, enjoy it. I guarantee you the chances that they know that you are using olive oil instead of lard, they will not even know the difference unless it's in a biscuit. Honestly, you can't skimp on the biscuits. Sorry, biscuit lovers. But you can make these small adjustments. You can make your meals healthier. And you can enjoy this holiday season that I'm saying starting with Halloween, because for us, that's where it really kind of kicks off. So I just want to bring you another video on whether it's eating out at a restaurant or, enjoying the holidays and meals with your family and friends or coworkers or associates. It's definitely doable. You can shake your booty all the way down to the ground and you will probably be the last person dancing because you won't be bloated, full, and need a bathroom quickly. Had to add that. So thank you so much for tuning into our channel. Please, thank you so much for subscribing to us, and please continue supporting us. We really appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up. Please, I do really want you to share your tips. I'm sure there are other tips that even I could use. I'm trying to learn every day. So put them down below in the comments and take care.